Angami Students Union bra July 14 ASU office bra press conference tiadi chnai shagi ASU do grade 4 boss the non-indigenous kangi appoint kra laga khilaf ase kuik na chnai she press conference tia humai de ASU kushe gunba departments kandi office memorandum 2017 laga khilaf chaigna grade 4 boss the non-indigenous inhabitants kangi appoint krese ASU kushigi itu irregular appointment kandu indigenous inhabitants kangi laga rights deprived krese details I saw.
We have filed an RTI to personal and administrative reforms seeking information on 24 May 2024. However, we have received only 50%. Wherein we have also learned that after the office memorandum, that is AR3/Gen17/2017, we have learned that there are some illegal appointments after the office memorandum. The Angami Students Union, we are totally against those illegal appointments, and we are totally against, we are vigilant and maintaining strict watch over illegal appointment. Some departments, they are also not willing to give us the information.
The Angami Students Union, we are very serious on the matter of protecting the rights of the indigenous inhabitants. As mentioned, today we have met the officers from the state government. We have submitted our intimation letter whereby we have intimated to the state government and at the same time to the Department of Health and Family Welfare that since the department have failed to uphold its assurances given time and again, the first being to address the matter within 2 weeks' time, which was assured on the 25th April, and after the lapse of 14 days, it was on the 14th day that the department wrote to us saying that they will be unable to take necessary measures in the wake of parliamentary election code of conduct. Considering the seriousness of the matter and also considering that the department would require more time, we have written to the department and the state government that the Angami Students Union would wait till the 7th of June, and we expect that action is taken against those appointees which are made against the posts which are supposed to be occupied by the indigenous inhabitants of our district. We have learned that there are 6 posts, grade 4 posts under NHK, which are meant for the indigenous inhabitants of this district. However, they were appointed even after the 26 October 2017 office memorandum, which clearly states that these posts are to be occupied by the respective indigenous inhabitants. The Angami Students Union would like to mention that these appointments are irregular appointments made in contravention of the state office memorandum. Now, when they are appointed irregularly, and now if the government reallocates them to other districts, it is not only depriving the rights of the indigenous inhabitants of our district, but it is also depriving the rights of those indigenous inhabitants of that particular district, because there is no open recruitment, and as we are all aware, public employment should be open to all who are qualified to apply for the job. Having said so, we have also similarly filed an RTA to all the departments whereby district officers falls under the Angami inhabited areas. We are filing the 24th of May, and it is already a month. However, we have received only information from about 7 to 8 departments, out of which around 16 appointees are being made against the posts meant for the indigenous inhabitants. And therefore, the Angami Students Union, we are collecting these data, and right after we are able to collect all the informations, we are going to write to the state government to take immediate actions. Let me also make a mention that the Angami Students Union, last year we have wrote to the State Chief Secretary about this matter. We have asked him and the government to be vigilant on this matter. However, after we have written to the Chief Secretary and also after we have filed an RTA on the month of January this year, there are also appointments being made challenging the voice of the indigenous inhabitants, and therefore those departments who are not willing to give us the information, the Angami Students Union shall by any means get this information through proportional and through proper authority, and we are ready to go to any extent to extract these information. And at the earliest, once we are able to gather these information, the Angami Students Union shall turn no stone unturned to reinstate the rights of the indigenous inhabitants. And as we have mentioned about the Director of Health and Family Welfare, in today's meeting with the concerned officer who have received the letter on behalf of the Commissioner Secretary, Health and Family Welfare, we have conveyed to the government that the Angami Students Union shall immediately carry out action plans so that the government of the day listens to the voice of the people. And about the action plans of the Angami Students Union to confront with the government very unwillingly, we are keeping it in our sleeves, and within a few days' time, we shall be thoroughly prepared to come out in public domain and make it known to all the concerned people and the indigenous inhabitants the number of posts being occupied by the non-indigenous, the rights being deprived by the government in favor of the indigenous inhabitants. So, in a nutshell, this press conference is being called to sensitize and aware all our indigenous inhabitants that in whichever district officers posts are meant for us should be given to us. And if there is such appointments which are made in contravention to the 26th October 2017 Office Memorandum, we appeal and request the general public to inform the Office of the Angami Students Union. Also, we also appeal all our officers who are in the various departments and district offices to be vigilant on this activity of the government and the officers who are randomly appointing in contravention of their own office memorandum. Angami Students Union is vigilant, and we shall keep an eye on all these activities, and until justice is delivered to us, we shall not remain silent. So this is an information in the interest of the general public. Thank you. The duration to reply to an RTA application is 30 days, and on request 15 days extension can be given. However, we have received no letter of request from the concerned departments, so now 30 days has expired. And when we have filed an information to the Department of PNAR, they also verbally informed us that they do not have the entire list and documentation of the employees employed in all the district offices. And as such, they have transferred the RTA application of the Angami Students Union to the various directorates and the district offices. And now, since time has lapsed, the Angami Students Union shall act according to the RTA Act to gather these informations. We may have to approach the appellate authority, after which, if required, we will have to go to the CIC. 2 years back, Angami Students Union have filed an RTA in all the departments. We have gathered these informations, however, it took a longer period of time. And therefore, since PNR department is the right department and the right authority to have the collection of all these data in order to save time and in order to reinstate our rights at the earliest, we have filed an RTA at the PNR department.
Then among the 16 irregular appointments that you mentioned in the other departments, what are those departments?
We can't disclose the departments now.
And why is it that the ASU is only targeting the health and family welfare?
See, now why we have particularly taken up the issue of health and family welfare, it is because we have received complaints from the indigenous inhabitants. Now in the other departments, we have not received direct complaints from the indigenous inhabitants. So that is why we took up the matter of health and family welfare separately. However, having the outside knowledge that there are also similar appointments in various other departments, we have filed an RTA. So once we are able to get this information, similar steps will be taken in all the departments. We are dealing a very sensitive issue, and we also understand that those appointments being made, they never appointed themselves. It is the state government and those authorities concerned who have appointed them. So also keeping their welfare in mind. We are not trying to openly disclose the names. So in line with this, now we will be following up the matter as per the RTI Act rules and regulations. There is one line. On the other side, the Angami Students Union is being informed about the transfer of RTI application to various departments. So some were transferred a week back, some were transferred 10 days back. So these district officers perhaps are counting the days from the date of transfer of these RTI applications. However, as for us, we are counting it from the 24th of the date which we have filed the RTI. So now all these departments which we have received the information will be definitely visiting these departments, and we will be meeting the officers concerned as to what are the reasons which is not allowing them to give us the information. So right after that, we are going to intensify our mode of approaching this issue. And as we have asked about the kind of action plans that we intend to do to meet these things, you are aware we have already picketed the Office of the Director of Health and Family Welfare. So any action that is taken would be much more intense than picketing the offices.
By indigenous, to be specific, are you meaning only the Angami?
So I think the respective deputy commissioners have the list, and accordingly they have been issued certain certificates. So we go by the rule.
So my friend had asked, but you have not replied. So when are you planning to start the next step? When are you going ahead with the next step?
See, now, as mentioned earlier, we cannot wait to be more patient than we have been. So the goal may come in the 11th hour, but what we can assure is the action plans that we are going to undertake would be as early as possible, and I don't think it would prolong much from this press conference.
Will you also consider taking it up in the courts? I mean, of course, now that you're going to act according to the RTI through the CIC, but beyond that, do you have plans to also approach the High Court or the higher courts?
If the state government is willing to take actions in their own level, then there is no point of going to the court, because as I mentioned earlier, the court would have its own procedure and it would take some time. The more time it takes to solve the issue, the more time it is depriving the rights of the indigenous inhabitants. So we are hopeful that the government would take action from its level. However, if the departments are reluctant to take necessary actions, we may be compelled to go to the highest body to get our rights. It is not that we are not willing to give the names of these departments. At the end of the day, we are supposed to publish.
Right.
But for now, if we particularize certain departments, now these departments would be alarmed and they would get ready with certain tactics to confront with us as we go about it. So once we are done collection of all the data, we want to go at a go without giving them prior information. So some have given the information to us. We are yet to ascertain whether these informations are authenticated or not, because we have experience from the RTI we filed at the Directorate of Health and Family Welfare. When we have filed an RTI there, the information that we have received and the information we have received after the protest through an RTI, it is different. So they are misguiding the applicants. So as such, we are trying to ascertain the genuinity of the information being furnished to us. So after these are done, we will definitely publish not only the name of the departments, but even the names of those appointing authorities who have appointed these people.
And with regard to the sixth post at NHK, I think you've mentioned that your office has asked the department to advertise the post against this the sixth post. So did they give any assurance?
We are still yet to get any written assurance from them, but later in the morning we met some officials from the concerned department, so we have also narrated to them saying that we will only be anticipating written. If not, probably we won't be accepting. So hopefully the concerned department will reply to us at the earliest.
But then they have assured verbally, that means.
They have assured to us that they would reinstate the rights of our people of these 6 posts. However, we told them that we want an action taken report. So now the assurance that we are wanting is not the assurance that they would be terminated or this post will be advertised. We want an open advertisement whereby these posts are being advertised. Simultaneously, these 6 people being removed from the post that are occupying of the indigenous inhabitants. So that is the letter we are expecting.
Emporium Nagaland is India's premier aviation, hospitality and cruise line training and international job placement consultancy. Trained and blessed over 20,000 youths from Nagaland in prestigious international brands. The only institute in Nagaland that hosts top airlines, cruise and 5-star hotel campus interviews. The first institute to conduct international cruise campus interview in Northeast. We are open to students of class 10 and above. Emporium provides 100% placement assistance, empowering educated unemployed youths with global opportunities.